Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Bell XRV LED MIPS cycling helmet. Bell's new Falcon XR helmet lineup uses the same deep road design as Bell's XR Spherical helmet, but offers it at a more accessible price point. The lineup consists of the XRV LED MIPS that we have here, as well as a standard XR and an XRV. As you can see, we have the XRV LED, so that includes the taillight, and you have really nice Bell packaging. It's a standard helmet box with a slide out tray, lid wide open, phrase right on the top, and then Bell branding around it. You can see here you have some of the specs on the light, as well as the sizing that we have here, which is a medium in the blue-gray variation. We'll go ahead and take this out of the box and we'll go over the specs. Retail price on this is $140. The non-LED is $120, and that's without the visor. And then if you just want the visor but no LED, that would be $130. So all pretty close in price. This has the deep road profile, so that means it's a little bit deeper than a standard road helmet to give you more protection if you're doing gravel, mountain biking, or commuting. This has a Blackburn Grid removable LED taillight. It's a really nice feature of this model. And you have a MIPS Evolve liner built right in, so it's nice and wide open, really integrated well into the shell. You have their float fit system, so simple dial, and then you have the standard wraparound plastic that cradles your head. You also have a Fidlock magnetic buckle system, which is really nice, so you just get it close, and then this will just lock into place. So a nice premium feature. As far as what comes with the helmet, obviously you get the helmet, basic tags about the taillight. Then inside the plastic, a couple more things. We have the USB Type-C charging cable, which is really nice to see. It's not just a micro USB, it's a modern one. You have a Bell sticker and then a little helmet manual. Now let's take a look at the weight of the helmet. We have the size medium, and again, this is the XRV, so it's got the visor and it's got the taillight. So everything together, that's 393 grams, which is pretty light for the style helmet. And then out of curiosity, let's see what the taillight by itself is. Pop that out. So the taillight is 27 grams. Bell markets the Falcon XR helmets as an all-rounder helmet for everything from road cycling, cyclocross, to commuting. To achieve this, they've borrowed a lot of the design and details from the XR Spherical, but brought it down to a much more affordable price point. The most obvious influence is that deep road fit. You can see it is a very deep design, so you have much more coverage on the sides compared to a road cycling helmet. That would be much shallower, and that's great for commuting or mountain biking where you want extra coverage. But at the same time, you still have that swoopy design that you see with the XR Spherical, large vents, and a lightweight that you expect from a road cycling helmet. So it's a nice balance between them, and actually makes this a helmet you can wear for a lot of different disciplines. Bell currently offers this XRV LED in 5 different colors. You have black, white, as well as this matte blue and gray finish. It's almost an off-white, so very lightly grayed, and gives this nice two-tone design. So you can see fully finished on the bottom, and then that accent runs up to the taillight section, and then again on the side. So good, nice appearance. This is the XRV, where the V indicates the visor. So it is removable, but it is a little bit ugly when it's off. So you can see when it's off, you have the slot, and then the tab. When you push down on the tab, it'll lock into place. This is also the LED model, so obviously you get a removable taillight that sits nice and flush in the rear. The cool thing about this is it's actually a Blackburn Grid LED, and specifically designed for this. It's removable. There's a little tab on the back, which is a little bit hard to see, but if you push down on that, that'll let it actually pop out, and then you apply pressure from the rear. So it's pretty nicely designed. There's a lot of taillight helmets on the market, but they almost seem like an afterthought. With this one, it's really designed to blend in, and you can see it's sculpted for that rear. This is a COB LED design, and I really like the patterns they've done. So it's much more creative. So you get these cool disco effects where it goes from the outside to the inside. It's not that bright. It's only 30 lumens with a 15 lumen eco mode that gives you 15 hours of runtime. So definitely not the only taillight you want on your bike. But as a secondary light, it's nice and high. And you can see with the COB LED design, you have this individual LEDs on a circuit board, which looks really cool. It's also USB Type-C rechargeable. So on the back, you can see a nice USB Type-C port. So really easy to charge, nice modern interface. A power button that indicates the power status, so the battery status. And then single press as well as a hold to shut it off. So you do have to remove it when you want to charge it. To put it back in, you can see there's a little tab. So we just line that up and then push down and it locks into place. So again, really nicely integrated, so it looks good. On the inside, you don't get that cool XR Spherical design that you see with the XR Spherical or some of the Giro helmets. Instead, you have a standard MIPS Evolve. And you can see it's very well integrated. You don't have a big yellow liner. It's actually built in. You can see it underneath it. It's a friction liner underneath it. And actually lets this rotate if you were to get in an accident. They've really integrated nicely, so there are no coverage. It doesn't cover any of the vents, so big openings here. Nice air channels, you can see that go right underneath it and through it. So you really get a lot of air through the helmet, as well as the little front vents. And again, you can remove the visor, or keep it in there if you have the sun in your face. Nice padding as well, so it's velcroed on. You can remove it and wash it if needed. So it all comes off. And a standard dial system. You have nice padding on here too. It's very lightweight, so shouldn't be uncomfortable. Thin nylon straps with an adjustable side. And then the Fidlock buckle. So with this, you just get it close, and you can see there's a matching slot there that'll lock into place. So nice premium finish, and you can see the shell is fully finished all the way around, which is another nice feature. Now let's take a look at the helmet on the road. Here we have the taillight patterns. There's a couple modes to choose from. You have solid, pulse, as well as the strobe, which actually does a more creative inside and outside pattern with the COB LEDs. Then you have eco mode, which gives you the highest runtime of 15 hours, which is probably the mode I would choose. As you can see here, the taillight isn't particularly strong, so even in these low visibility conditions, your standard C-post taillight is going to be a lot more visible. But it is a good taillight for nighttime riding or urban riding, as it's really mounted high up. Here you can see some posing with the helmet. It's a pretty attractive design. We have the blue and gray, and you can see it pairs well with a variety of kits. And we have the visor removed, which does leave the slots. Otherwise, the helmet does fit very well. It is deeper than a standard road helmet and has great ventilation, so you get a nice mix of road cycling helmet with a more commuter or urban style that gives you additional coverage that you can also use in gravel. So it really is the N=1 style helmet that you can use for really any type of discipline. The button on the taillight is a little bit hard to feel, especially with gloves, but once you grab it, you can see there's a lot of creative modes, and that COB LED has a really attractive illumination pattern with little LEDs on that board. But otherwise, really nice helmet overall. It's accessible, affordable, and has a lot of nice features like the magnetic Fidlock buckle on the bottom. Now let's compare the XRV LED with other helmets on the market. We actually have the XR Spherical that we previously reviewed. You can see it has a nice pink color. And the best thing about the Spherical is the fact that you have that ball and socket design. So you can see the two layers actually rotate about each other, and it gives you that rotational protection. So really cool. Instead of just the liner moving, it's really the entire helmet, and you can see it's quite a bit of movement. You can see here though, there's a lot of commonality between these two helmets. The shaping and design is very similar. You have the same eyewear patches on the side, nice long vents, and same overall profile. Again, same deep road fit as well, so it's very deep compared to other helmets. With the XR Spherical, obviously it's a lot more expensive. You don't have the LED, and it is lighter weight with this spherical design. There are a lot of other helmets with lights though, so if you're looking at helmets with lights, you usually end up with the commuter style helmets. We have the Smith Dispatch here. So you can see nice retro design, not much venting, which is nice. With the XRV, you actually have vents. You have very strategically placed vents here with the Faro technology, which is that little honeycomb structure on the inside. Fully finished around here with the Fidlock buckle again, so nice commonality. And you can see the taillight here sits up much higher. You have more protection on the rear, and then a little more open on the front for sunglasses, but similar profiles. Again, what I like about the XRV LED is that the taillight is much better integrated. So this one just kind of seems like it sits on top. It just sits on the tabs. Well, this one actually sits flush. If you're looking for a helmet with a lot of lights, the coolest one we've reviewed is the Unit 1 Faro, So you can see this is a really fancy looking helmet. It's got LEDs underneath this cloth finish, turn signals, front light, and it is very heavy because of that. So much more expensive and heavier, but looks really cool, and you really can't match this cool firework effect versus just a simple rear LED. So definitely a lot of options out there, but with the XRV, it really is sort of an all-around N=1 style helmet that you can use with a lot of different disciplines. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the Bell helmet. What we like about it is it has a deep road profile, so it's great for road cycling, mountain biking, or even commuting. You also have a really nice bright and eye-catching taillight. They've done some creative work with the COB LEDs, and you have USB Type-C charging. It also has a comfortable fit system. It's well ventilated, so you can use it on warm days or longer rides. The main negatives for the helmet is the fact they have some pretty simple, basic color schemes. It would have been nice to see some more graphic options or unique colors. And removing the visor with this XCV version leaves obvious slots, so I would choose the one without the visor if you don't want to use it most of the time. Taking everything into account, we give the helmet a 9.0 out of 10. It's an affordable deep road helmet that gives you a lot of the benefits of the XR Spherical, but at a much more accessible price point. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclists. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.